Crimson Desert is a pretty good game, but it's not perfect. I haven't beat the game yet, but I've put about 40 hours into it. And the reason I haven't beat it is simply because I can't stop myself from exploring this massive world. I love running around and just seeing what I can get into. And a lot of the stuff in this game just keeps you distracted, which is a great thing. It's an extremely ambitious game, even if some of that ambition has caused some issues. But before we even get into that part, we have to talk about the community's reaction to it, because it is absolutely blowing my mind right now. You have got so-called professional gamers and people who have been doing YouTube for years complaining that the controls are too confusing. The game gives you a HUD with instructions and full tutorials every single time you learn a new move. This is the exact same group of people that turn around and cry when there's yellow paint everywhere in the game to guide them. This game actually has a learning curve. It doesn't hold your hand. It expects you to figure things out on your own and get invested into the world. This is the way games always used to be. Games never held your hand the way that they do now, and thankfully, Crimson Desert doesn't do that. It expects you to read the tutorials and figure things out for yourself. So, are the controls actually complex? No, they're extremely simple. There's just a lot of different moves and things that you can do in the game, and that requires a bit of a learning curve. When you're in combat, you just hold down the button and attack, just like Final Fantasy 15 did, which in my opinion is great for an open world game because I hate having to tap a button 4,000 times just in one battle. Now, the one thing that surprised me gameplay wise is that you can just run around, chop down trees, pick up tree trunks, slap somebody with them, drop them on them, or even make a bridge if you need to cross a gap. The game is freedom, something that a lot of games have completely lost now. But the one annoying thing to me is the stamina. I hate survival mechanics in open world titles. I get it in Dark Souls, but here it just takes too long to climb stuff. And I spend most of my time climbing mountains and buildings anyways, just looking around. Though, I gotta admit, running out of stamina has made for some pretty funny death moments, like falling off and just smacking my head halfway down. There's kind of an upside to it. Let's just get into the graphics, because this is my biggest issue with the game. I have never seen a game so beautiful and so ugly at the exact same time. Outside during the daytime, it is stunning. Walking around looking over the mountains and forests, it is just incredible to see. But the indoors might be one of the ugliest things that I've ever seen in a modern game period. It is horrible looking. The shadows turn into these heavy pixelated blocks, creating this ugly mess of lighting and movement on the walls. But the real problem is the tessellation system. It almost seems like a parallax screen space version. It even warps the image around the edges of your screen, and you can see a clear, transparent edge moving like a piece of glass over the image when you're looking at certain objects. It's ugly, and it ruins the incredible look that this game has. And the worst part? You can't just turn the tessellation off because it's tied to the model quality. Dropping it to a minimum ruins your level of detail. Then on top of that, you have visual sparkle in the dark, and it's awful. It's caused by screen space reflections and its GI system. Now, screen space reflections should just be scrapped because they all suck. The only good version I've ever seen in a game is probably Doom 2016, and even then the game looks better with it turned off. Now when it comes to ray tracing, there are two toggles, regular ray tracing and ray reconstruction. The regular version seems to do absolutely nothing, and then the ray reconstruction looks incredible, but it's so heavy that it's almost impossible to run. So as far as Crimson Desert goes, I really like the game. It's not perfect, it has its problems, but at least they're working on patching and fixing it. But if you're one of those people that's complaining about the controls being too complicated, you're on your own on this one. Unless they add in an auto mode where the game just plays itself for you, because you're not going to get very far without it. I usually don't review games that I haven't beaten. I really don't like doing that because sometimes the game breaks at the end. If you want to stick around for that, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and I will talk to y'all later.